Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel for another Hot Toys figure unboxing and review. My name is Graham, and today we're going to be looking at the Luke Skywalker Stormtrooper Disguise version. Now, if you've been watching the channel a little bit here, you know that my last review was the Han Solo Stormtrooper Disguise. So there's a lot of similarities between these two figures, so there is going to be some things that we might kind of brush over in this video that we kind of talked about in that video. So if you want to see something that maybe I didn't give a whole lot of info on, go back and check out that Han Solo video as well. Now, before we get going, I want to invite you to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring that bell so you don't miss any new content coming your way. Also, keep in mind that I do a live stream on Monday nights at 8:30 p.m. Central called 6 Scale Symposium. It's a great time. It's a time that we can all hang out together. We can have guests on the panel and we talk about everything 6 scale. So be a part of that as well. All right. So, like I said, I got the Han Solo Stormtrooper version, and you can't have one without the other in my opinion. So I was able to find this Luke Skywalker Stormtrooper Disguise brand new on the secondhand market for under what his going rate is. So I did feel like I got a deal on it, so that's why I pulled the trigger. And I'm really happy I did. I'm hoping that this figure lives up to the hype that the Han Solo did. Hot Toys hasn't really gotten Luke Skywalker right yet in the head sculpt area, so I know this is an older version. This is going to be MMS 304, so we're already on MMS 600 something. So again, this came out quite a while ago, so I'm not expecting any miracles with the head sculpt. But having said that, let's take a look at the art box, and it is the traditional Star Wars box. It has a portrait of the actual figure on the front, and it's Luke Skywalker holding his blaster in Stormtrooper disguise. This is a Sideshow exclusive, and again, MMS 304. On the back, we do have all the warnings and content creators, and then when we get it flat onto the table, this is going to be a slip cover. And when we get that off, we have a very nice image of the figure itself. Again, on the front, we have the Death Star and Darth Vader in the background. We got a couple stormtroopers there as well. And then a really great scene on the bottom. We have Han and Luke together with Chewie. That awesome, awesome part of A New Hope. So really cool there. I like that a lot. And then when we remove that, we get our first look at the figure, and he is still in all of his packaging. And once we get our first look here, I'm impressed. The head sculpt isn't quite there just from first glance, but I'm still really, really excited with this. But first, before we talk about the figure, let's take a look at the base and the accessories that come with them. And here we have our first look at the base that comes with our Luke Skywalker figure. And it is pretty traditional, but I do like it. It's more retro in my opinion. It's got the red kind of Death Star grate flooring here going on, and it's got the kind of white underneath that. I kind of like how that looks. It's very kind of 70s looking, so that's really cool. We do have the metal nameplate that says Star Wars Luke Skywalker, so a nice touch there. And then just the normal crotch grabber that pegs into the back. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty simple, and it's pretty much a base that we've seen in the past, but the color is pretty unique. I know some other figures have it as well, but I do like it. So that's pretty much it. Let's move on to the accessories. Alright, and here we have all the accessories that come with our Luke Skywalker figure. We do have the Stormtrooper helmet, the blaster rifle, the handcuffs, the communicator, this interesting, looks like some sort of contraption on his belt, his thermal detonator, and then 3 extra pair of hands. Let's just get the hands out of the way first, because to me they're always the most boring part. But he does have the relaxed hands on right now, and then we have like an open hand here, the communicator hand, 2 tight-fisted hands, and then his pistol holding hands. Let's just take a look here at this one right now. And again, you can see a nice sheen to the glove, makes it look realistic. Got a little bit of wrinkling in there. Very nice. And then we do have like the armor plate right here as well. It's going to be super clean, but it looks good. I like the contrast between the black and the white. So that's the hands right there. He does come with the handcuffs, which Han Solo also comes with. Again, these are going to be really delicate. They don't open up. You do have to unpeg the hands and then put it in and then peg them back in. So just be careful with that because it is delicate. Something that we didn't get to see in the Han Solo one is the very, very tiny communicator. So that looks really good. Let's see if you can see that. Very small, so be very careful that you obviously don't lose that. The blaster rifle looks pretty good. It's not just a flat black. There's a lot of brushing going on here just to kind of make it look more realistic. Almost like pitting going on as well. And the stock does pop out, so you can do something like that if you would like. And it just kind of pops back in. The thermal detonator that hooks onto the back. Both of these pieces here, they do hook onto the belt, which I'm assuming is going to be pretty problematic because when you're posing the figure or handling the figure, they do tend to fall off pretty easily. But I'm not exactly sure what this is for. It looks like some sort of maybe communication device, but I could be wrong. But again, it just kind of hooks over the belt right there. And then we do have the helmet, which I really bragged about in the Han Solo video because it's pretty cool. Just the amount of detail that they put into this guy. It is already pegged with this piece in here so that you can remove the Luke Skywalker head and get the Stormtrooper head on here as well. I can't really get that out right now, but you can just see right there. Look at all the detail. We have the padding, we have the technology inside. It's really cool that Hot Toys did this. It's I mean, they really just did it to the 9. They didn't have to do that. They could have just given you an empty inside, but again, attention to detail, so thank you Hot Toys for doing that. Again, those are the accessories. Now let's get our first look at the figure. And here we have the first look at our Luke Skywalker. I gotta say, the head sculpt is not the strongest of the Luke Skywalkers that I've seen. However, again, I'm not going to beat this figure up. It is rather old. It's like he's looking off to the side just slightly. The head looks maybe a little too tall here in the hair. From like maybe, I don't know, maybe on the portrait it looks kind of like Luke. The hair looks nice, but looks a little tall on the top here. There's actually nice detail in the skin itself, the sculpt. I mean, there's like, you know, moles and like freckles, but I just don't really see Mark Hamill too much in here. I'm trying, maybe right here a little bit. Just trying to see like different angles that I might see him, but yeah, it's been tough for Hot Toys to get the likeness of Mark Hamill down pat, so it is what it is. Mine also, this piece right here, I believe it's supposed to be glued down and it's lifted off, so that's been a little bit of an issue, but we'll have to just work with that or maybe glue it, but that seems to be sticking up just a little bit. And then I never noticed, but underneath there's like this kind of vinyl part. I don't know if you can see that, or not vinyl. It's like a windbreaker material underneath, and I've looked at my other Stormtrooper figures and they also have it too, so this one just seems to be more visible. So I don't know if I really like it, but it is what it is, I guess. These armor pieces are on by elastic straps, and then these are going to be kind of free floating. Here you can see he does have like the resting hands. Some nice detail going on in the abdomen area. The belt is really cool. It's one of my favorite parts. He does have this extra hook, and I'm not exactly sure what that's for, so I might have to actually kind of do some research on that. But coming down, he does have the split cut boot design, which is really nice. Again, this is going to be a super clean version. There's not going to be any weathering on it, which is cool. I like that because I do have the Return of the Jedi figures as well, and they do have a little bit of weathering, so it just kind of gives a little bit of definition between the two. He does have the typical pleather holster here with the magnetic strap, and you can just see kind of on the back. Now this was new, but who knows how long it's been sitting. Kind of this area here looks a little loose, or like some of the glue is almost like starting to give way on a couple of these plates. He does look chunkier than the Han Solo version. I don't know if it's because he's kind of shorter, but he looks a little bit more stumpy, I guess. But he looks good. I like it a lot. I'm happy to pair him with the Han Solo version, most definitely. Let's just take a look at some of the articulation. Pretty easy going there. Going forward, ooh, it's pretty tight, but he can go up to there. I believe that's double bend there in the elbow. He's obviously going to have the swivel here. And there, just make sure that goes over. I'm not going to push the knees too much more, because on the other one it pops the feet off. But outside of that, I mean, there's pretty good articulation in this guy. Got a little bit of movement in the abdomen area, but it is a little tight. So, all right, let's get a little closer look here at the head sculpt for you guys. I don't know, the eyes maybe look a little bit too buggy as well, like they're open a little bit too wide, but this looks good right here. This looks like Hamill to me, but unfortunately probably not going to be posing him like that, looking off to the side exactly. So it is what it is. It looks good. It's an older figure. I am happy with it. Now let's get him into some poses and talk about some of the things that I like about the figure and some things not so much. Starting with the things that I really like about the figure, the first would be that it's a Luke Skywalker in Stormtrooper disguise. This is one of my favorite scenes from Star Wars A New Hope, so it's just really cool that they gave us this along with the Han Solo. It looks really, really cool on the shelf. The second thing that I really like is a rehash of what I said during the Han Solo video, but hey, if I like it, I like it, right? It's the Stormtrooper helmet. It's the detail inside. It's the fact that they went above and beyond and added all of that awesomeness inside the helmet just to bring that realness factor. Now for some things that I didn't like as much, the first would be that the head sculpt is not on point to Mark Hamill, and for some reason Hot Toys has had a really hard time getting the likeness to the young Mark Hamill figures, and this figure doesn't seem like it has aged the best. There is some other issues wrong with it, which leads me to the second thing that I don't really like, and it's the fact that it's tough to pose in the sense that his ankle joints are super loose, so he likes to tip over a lot. I'm going to try some of that fix-it adhesive that you can put on joints to kind of make them stronger, so hopefully that does help. The third thing that I don't like about the figure is that it does have a lot of like moving parts, which again make it a little bit harder to pose, to handle. I don't like the thermal detonator and the other accessory that hook onto the belt, because it just makes it they fall off whenever you're posing the figure or handling the figure. And when you are handling this figure, there's like the armor pieces move a lot. If you bend the legs too much in too much of a dynamic pose, the feet actually detach from the body. The belt is, I have a hard time getting the belt to lay just right, so whenever you kind of move this figure, everything kind of moves around and gets messed up, so that is kind of annoying about the figure as well. Overall, I am happy with the figure. Do I think you need to spend big bucks to get this guy? I don't. I'm happy though that I have him posed with Han and Chewie. I mean, so if it means that much to you, then yes, get it, but I definitely think the Han Solo is the superior Stormtrooper disguise figure. Now, he is a lot newer, so, you know, take that for what it's worth. I just don't think the Luke Skywalker Stormtrooper disguise figure has aged all that well. But hey, it's really in the eye of the beholder. It's up to you. I am still happy that I have him. I just don't think he's a must-have at this point. Alright guys, well there you have it. Let me know what you think of this video in the comments below. Let me know if you have this Luke or if you've been eyeing him up. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget, we have 6 Scale Symposium on Monday nights at 8:30 Central. Be there or be square. Like, subscribe, ring that bell so you don't miss any new content. And until next time, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.